there's a signal inside you can't afford to ignore anymore. It's your happiness, or more specifically, your ability to feel the emotion of happiness. Most people don't know how happiness works or why it's so dang important. So that's what we're going to talk about today in this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this on emotional intelligence, EQ, IQ, and your intuition. Okay, so if you're the type of person dealing with persistent brain fog, decision fatigue, or grumpiness that just won't seem to lift no matter how much you do, you're probably ignoring the one emotion designed to point you towards your potential. So let's talk about what's happening and how to fix it. I see the same constellation of symptoms in high-performing people all the time. They're frustrated, they're pushing through and grinding, they overthink, they undersleep, and they experience some disturbing thoughts that resist meditation, therapy, or even the most dedicated journaling practice. Sometimes these high-performing people dip into mystery illnesses too, nervous system and stomach issues, constant headaches, and a lot more. So what's going on? Usually, they're ignoring their happiness while chasing someone else's version of success and happiness too. All that frustration and inability to focus is a signal, and it's trying to communicate to that person, you're off your path. It's time for something different. So if you ever felt this way, please hear me. This is usually an invitation, and it's an invitation to approach your work and your life just a little bit differently. Usually with greater honesty, greater autonomy, or a deeper awareness as to what kind of an impact you want to make. Happiness is one of 6 core emotions that are called the universal emotions. And these 6 emotions form the foundation for everything you've ever felt before. So when you feel happy, which also relates to joy and excitement, confidence, enthusiasm, contentment, satisfaction, and fulfillment, all of those connect to happiness, your body's going to create various neurochemical responses inside to reinforce that where you're at that moment and what you're doing is creating a net positive experience for you. So feeling happy is actually a big deal. Neuroplasticity increases, your thoughts slow way down, and your nervous system balances out. Your brain becomes more receptive to learning, exploring, and processing information, which is going to lead to better thinking and better decision making. You momentarily stop overthinking too when you're happy because you're immersed fully in a moment. When you experience just a tiny burst of happiness in connection with a task, or you're contemplating taking a new direction, or some choice that you're about to make, that's your internal navigation system saying, yep, that away. But learning to trust and pay attention to that signal is sometimes the hard part. Why? Because maybe someone a long time ago taught you not to trust your happiness because they weren't happy. Or maybe somebody in your childhood said, life is supposed to be hard. Whatever reason you have locked in your memory that tells you to ignore or suppress the feeling of your own happiness, begging you, ditch that belief as soon as you can. Because neurocognitively, you're supposed to focus on what generates a snap of excitement, what feels good, and whatever is interesting to you. Your interests are connected to your potential, and your emotions are connected to your potential too. Emotional signals like happiness, sadness, surprise, disgust, anger, and fear, they're designed to rise and fall in connection with whatever you're doing, in connection with the events of your life. And they're not random. They're a map designed to lead you to meaning. And meaning is what generates potential. And potential is what generates a really good life. And usually a boatload of prosperity and wealth too. And wealth in whatever way is most meaningful to you. Wealth means different things to different people. So this next part is pretty cool. Here's how we get happiness to work in your decision-making processes. The next time you're faced with a fork in the road, do I go this way or do I go that way? Your sense of happiness is going to have a lot to say. Hang out with your options for a few minutes. Better yet, write down your options first, because this is going to help the mind focus on what you want to think about. Then try to imagine yourself in each of those options. When you do, one option is going to increase your sense of feeling good, even if it's new, even if it's uncertain, even if you don't know what you're doing. While the other option is going to slightly decrease your sense of feeling good. It might even feel slightly constricting. Your breathing might shift, or you might immediately start overthinking. It's kind of the opposite direction that we're trying to go. One option is going to seem just a tiny bit more exciting, just slightly, even if you have no idea what's about to happen. And the less aligned option, it might spark a flash of frustration or disgust, meh, ugh. It's telling you that that way is closed, that way is inhibited, or it just presents too many challenges that are not in line with what's useful to you right now. A quick reminder, not all challenges are bad. The pathway of your potential is going to have a few challenges, but they're challenges that you'll like. They're challenges that are interesting to you, and you'll realize like, oh, I'm actually getting better at this. Those are good challenges. And then there's other types of challenges that are not in line with where you're going. And those aren't great because they're going to shut down your brain, and they're the ones that feel like you're just slogging through mud or trying to push a boulder uphill. So these feelings that we're talking about, the ones that help you feel excited or expanded, those are important. And equally important are the types of feelings that feel constricted or heavier. And if you're wondering if this is accurate, they're remarkably accurate, because they're being generated by your subconscious mind. That thing that's been collecting 11 million bits of data per second since the day you took your first breath, it has a big idea of what's going on with your life and what's going on around you. So to say that your subconscious mind knows a little something about you and what's best for you, it's a huge understatement. When you listen to the collection of wisdom from your own subconscious mind through your intuition, you get really smart on your own life. And life starts to work out for you too, all because you're going in the direction of your potential. We need to pay attention to these feelings. That spark of happiness or excitement, proceed. That flash of frustration or fear or disgust or anger or confusion, the path ahead's not clear yet. Wait, or revisit some of your options. Remember this, every emotion is pointing the way. Their wisdom is so simple and it's so complete. And if you want a list of what each of those universal emotions are saying to you, check out the comments. I've listed them there. Now let's get really practical with this information to lock it in. The next time you get a flash of excitement when someone mentions a new project or a new direction, that's a signal. When you get a wave of ugh or frustration when you're about to take that one meeting again, that is also a signal. Start tracking these signals, because it's how your subconscious mind is trying to take you somewhere through your emotions and towards your potential. You're also developing your emotional intelligence too. So when these emotions start to show up, observe, name them. Is this happiness, sadness, anger, fear, disgust, or surprise, or confusion that I'm feeling? And then observe what your nervous system shows you. Whatever the emotion is, it's a message. If you make the adjustments that your emotions are nudging you to make, you're gonna get moving in the right direction for you. And that's when things start to get really good. You're starting to feel happier way more often, because you know that happiness is leading you somewhere great. Same with enthusiasm, excitement, joy. Even if the feeling is so subtle and it only lasts for a few seconds, it's a signal. It's a glimmer. And these are emotional and intuitive cues that absolutely know what they're doing. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and share if this video is totally working for you. I create content for people who are treating emotional intelligence as a step towards big intelligence and a step towards success. Okay, to close this out, if you find that your mind or your thoughts has sort of argued with some of the information here today, totally okay. Sometimes the left brain just needs a little bit more time to accept new information, and sometimes it needs to try it out for itself. Absolutely no judgment here. You're designed to experiment with these concepts. What do you have to lose if you focused on where happiness is showing up just a tiny bit more in your day-to-day? You get one life here, and you get to decide what you want to feel. It doesn't matter what anybody else says or what anybody else thinks that you should do. It's your life, it's your potential, and it's yours to discover. Your emotions and your intuition totally know the way. And I just want to say thanks. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. And I'd love to hear from you with any comments or questions or outcomes from your EQ experiments. Keep watching for more content like this on developing your mind, your EQ, your IQ, and your intuition. And if you're ready to join a community with like-minded geniuses that are also building their best lives and more, join us at intuitionmindset.me. Link is in the comments. See you there.